I grew up in Morcone, which is in Campania. Campania is the region where Naples is, and similar to South Carolina weather-wise. So it's beautiful. I only have one brother, but we lived together with my grandparents, and we had my great-grandmother also. So there were 7 of us in one home, big home, but I had plenty of cousins, uncles, aunts, and when you're in a small town, everybody is a member of your family. So we treated each other like members of family. I used to go food shopping with my grandmother. Living together, my grandmother and my mom had an agreement. My mom used to love to clean, so she used to take care of the cleaning. My grandmother was the food shopper and the chef of the family. So I loved to go with Grandma. First of all, she always got me some treats. So I used to go with her. But we used to go every day. We would go to the meat, to the butcher for meat, or a vegetable vendor, and the milk was delivered at home. They used to bring it. But a lot of the ingredients that we needed for the day's meal, because it was done fresh every day, and we would go and pick it up in individual shops. Since I followed my grandmother around all the time, I followed her in the kitchen too. I like to learn and pick up little things from her. My first memory of cooking was when I received for La Befana, because in Italy we didn't do Santa Claus in my time anyway. It used to be La Befana, the Epiphany. And I received as a gift from La Befana this little stove, little play stove. I loved it. I used to go outside and pick herbs and flowers and to make soup. That was my soup, in my little stove. So that's my first memory of loving to cook. I came to America with my parents and my brother at 13 years old. I am the youngest. My brother is 4 years older than me. And I had only finished La Scuola Media, it's called in Italian, 8th grade. So when I got here, it was, very difficult, not knowing the language, not knowing people. But little by little, picked up the language and went to school. Then at 17, I got married, so that was a quick end to it. Since I was a little bit spoiled by having a grandmother and a mother at home, I hardly did any cooking myself. So it was quite a shock when I had to cook. And my husband was Italian from Italy, so he expected some good Italian food on the table. And I remember the first time I made pasta e piselli. It was a favorite from our hometown, pasta with peas. It was so salty. I kept adding salt. I don't know why. Every time I tasted it, it was like water. I said, I think it needs salt. By the time we ate it, it was so salty. I don't know. I don't think any of us could eat any. I love to cook and bake. Just food, and it relaxes me, excites me. So I don't know that I have a favorite thing to cook, because I just love cooking so much. Especially if I learn a new recipe, I want to try it. Like I can't even sleep at night. If I'm reading a new recipe on the web, or I can't even sleep at night, I can't wait to just try it and see or add my own touches. But I do have one thing that I love to make and everybody devours is crocchette di patate, potato croquettes. And they melt in your mouth. That's a Neapolitan dish too. So everybody loves that. And it's new here in the United States. It's a new twist on a potato dish. So it's very popular and very, very good. I learned throughout the years, the more I did it, the more I learned, that like anything, that don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid if a recipe says put this, this, and that. If you think that this spice will be better than the spice called for the recipe, don't be afraid to try it. If it doesn't work well, so okay. But if it does work, then you have invented something new. So I would say to any new chef, anybody starting to cook, don't be afraid. Just go with it.